Hello and welcome to the first episode of our podcast. I'm Innes Reads Mangoes.
Manga.
And I am OneGreatMangaWar. Nice to have you here.
Today we're going to be talking about how we got into manga, starting with inks.
So how I got into manga was basically through watching anime. Stuff like Dragon Ball, and then Sailor Moon, Digimon, stuff like that. But it wasn't until I was in high school and I went to my library in which I saw um their manga section. So first thing I did was I believe it was like some samurai shampoo type spin-off thing, and I've like read that too many times. And after that, then I think like the next series I checked out, it was from a old friend of mine's called Air Gear, which by the way I still need to finish. I might one day, and that was like this really good, but I wasn't in love with manga just yet. So after Air Gear, another friend of mine um showed me some shoujo called Vampire Night, which really wasn't my favorite pick, so I just ended up dropping that. But after I did read Vampire Night, I decided to check out another manga called also Mayo Dio, which, despite its simple setting of like it just being about the adventures of like this group of schoolgirls, for some odd reason that caught my attention, and so I decided to check out more of the stuff, and that's how I got into Beck, which might be like one of my favorite series ever. So after I checked
Wait, like
out
Beck Mongolian Chop Squad?
that was like one of my favorites. I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't
Yeah,
think I've heard of that before. Is it good?
Oh, dude, you're missing out. It's really,
Yeah, I'll
really
check
freaking
it.
good.
I did get.
yeah,
Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting out really quick tangent because I was at a manga shop today, and they had a lot of secondhand manga for like it was really cheap, like £1 or £2, and it was like they had loads of volumes ones for different series. So I just picked up like a big pile of volume ones, and I'm gonna read them all and see if I like any of the series, and I might buy like a few more of the series. It's very random, but it's a really good shop. I've been there like a few times this week and last week.
Do you know what the shop's called?
Uh, yes, but if I told you that, it might give away where I live. So
Okay.
anyway, Inks, do you want to go back to? Let's go back to you, to how you got into manga.
okay, yeah. But anyway, if you haven't read that, then definitely read it. The anime is pretty good too. So after that, I decided to check out perhaps one of my favorite series ever, which is um Fruits Basket, and that right there kind of did open the door.
Oh,
It
Fruits
made me like
Basket.
manga.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my, the library near me recently got. I think they got. I don't know how many volumes is in Fruits Basket.
I forgot.
Is it like?
Like in the mid 20s or something like
Yeah,
that, I
I think the
believe.
library near me got like the whole series, and I was gonna read it, but then somebody took out like the first 3 or 4 volumes because you can take quite a few books at a time, and they haven't brought them back yet. So I haven't read that series yet.
Yeah, so I got into Fruits Basket through the manga, and then with that, I decided to check out like the anime version of that. And so I'm like, okay, so Fruits Basket is what made me like manga, but it
Mm.
wasn't like that um that series that made me fall in love with it. So after
Mhm.
Fruits Basket, I saw like this really um cool looking volume called Death Note Volume 13, and I was
Oh
there,
man.
Oh,
and so I was bored, and like this get me through it. Um, Unfortunately, Volume 1 was out, so I had to like wait a bit. But then I was like finally able to read Volume 1, and this scene, Light and Ryuk and the Death Note, that right there is what made me fall in love with manga to the point of where I wanted to like check this out online, and then once I read that online, I decided I don't want to read the streets again until I can get a physical copy of it. And so it's through Death Note, like Light, L, like the whole cat and mouse game. That right there is what made me fall in love with manga.
well, I have two like stories that annoy me about Death Note. So the first one is the library near me. So I hadn't read Death Note at the time, and they had the whole series. And I was like, oh, I'm going to read it, but I'll just read this other series first, which they had like loads of volume 1s and 2s of that series. But Death Note, they only had one copy of volume 1, they only had one copy of volume 2. And somebody took them out, and before I could get to them, and I was like, oh, it's okay, they'll bring them back soon. They never brought them back. So they've disappeared. So I never got to read them. I was really annoyed. But then I
Wait,
saw,
they stole them?
yeah, they just stole them, and then they didn't come back.
Yo.
But then
It's,
I saw
it's
the
not
whole
hard.
I saw the whole Death Note series for a really good price. I was like, oh, I was a wee bit short because I brought cash with me, and then so I was a wee bit short. It was a really good price, and I was like, oh, I really want to buy it. And I was like, I'll come back with enough money. And then I come back a few days later, and it's gone. And I was so upset. And I had a look online, and it's sold out everywhere. So it's probably going to be a while till I get to read it. Anyway, will I go into how I got into manga?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I went to the library near me. I went to it quite a lot with a few of my friends. And I was reading, at the time, what was I reading? I was reading some novel, I can't remember what it was, but I mostly read novels and graphic novels. So I think I was reading a novel at the time because I'd read all the graphic novels the library had because they didn't have too many. They had like a big box of them. So I was halfway through a novel and my friend was reading manga, and they were reading like one of the Death Note. It's one of those. So they were reading Death Note. This was before it was stolen, and yeah, I know I'm kind of annoyed about that. So
As you should be.
yeah, they were reading Death Note. I asked them about it because they all were always reading manga. I said, where would I start with manga? So they showed me Tokyo Ghoul, and I took volume 1 home. And that night I was on the phone to them. I was like, so how do I read this? I don't understand. Why is it backwards? And then they had to like FaceTime me to show me how you read it because I really didn't understand. But then when I got it, I read it in 25 minutes, and I went back the next day, and I handed the book in, and I took volume 2, and I really enjoyed it. Then I did the same thing, brought volume 2 back, and then took out volume 3. And then I went and I just finished it the same night and went back, but they didn't have volume 4. Somebody had stolen volume 4. They had the rest of the series, but they didn't have volume 4. So I had to wait like 2 weeks for them to get volume 4. So in that time, I read like, I can't remember, it was I read a whole series. And then eventually they got it back. And so I think after that...
So you got like a whole, like, at your library, you got like a gang that's like stealing all the manga then. That's like,
Yeah,
that's
it's like...
funky.
Yeah. They're just like, they've got some secret warehouse somewhere just with manga stacked up to the roof. Everything.
Oh, I know. Like, they got all the Death Notes Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah, but the library's great. You can just go and ask for any manga and they'll order it. It's really good, and they've got loads of cool places to sit and stuff and read, and I go there all the time. So now there's these people that go there regularly, and I've got them all reading manga. So every time one of them picks up manga, the librarian's like, "Oh, did Ennis get you to read this?" And they're like, "Yeah," because I'm just like, I'm telling everybody, I'm making them all start with Tokyo Ghoul. So oh yeah, anyway, back to that. So I was waiting ages, and I eventually got volume 4, and I read it, and I kept reading. I read up to volume 9, and by the time I got to volume 8, I got really bored. In volume 9, I was just like, the series completely just dropped. So the series dropped, and I also dropped the series, and I haven't continued it since. But from volumes 1 to 8, it still would probably be one of my favorite mangas. Do you like Tokyo Ghoul?
Yes. I would say this stick to the manga. Season 1 of the anime is probably the best, but
Oh yeah,
season
yeah.
2 really just messed it up.
Yeah, it's like the manga. Season 1 I really, really enjoyed. And same with my friends, I got them to watch that. They really enjoyed season 1. And I think the start of season 2 is okay, if I remember correct. I haven't watched it in a while. But it gets really disappointing. Have you seen the anime or read the manga? One Great Manga War.
I've read a little bit of the manga. I've read up to like volume 4, and I know like the bits and pieces of like what happens in the series. So like, where does volume 9 like end at that point? Like, what storyline are they on?
I actually don't have the manga, so I'm not 100% sure. It's in the library. I think,
Okay.
well, it's after... Wait, I don't want to give any spoilers, because the only way I only really remember, like, the most important bits, and they're all spoilers, so I
Right.
can't really
I'm
explain.
perfectly fine with spoilers, but that's up to you if you want to say them,
Well, there
because
might
you know
be.
the viewers and whatnot.
Yeah, there might be a few people, so I'll probably just leave that.
Okay.
But then, after, the library, I'd read a lot, like, a huge chunk of the library's manga, because they do have a big selection. They recently got a lot more. So this was I can't even remember how long ago it was. I went to the manga shop near me, and I saw they had like they had Bleach. It was 1 to 15, and I can't remember how much it was. Maybe like £25 or £20.
Mhm.
So I bought that,
Good.
and I also bought a Dragon Ball 3-in-1. So that's how my collection started. Then I got more after that, and I really enjoyed the Bleach, but I recently made a video on it. The Dragon Ball was a little bit disappointing. Which
So how long have you been collecting for then?
let me just count. What month is it? 7 months.
Okay, you're new then. I'm kind of surprised.
Wait, no.
I thought you would have
More than
been
7
on
months.
longer.
More than 7. I maybe started. No, do you know what? It's probably approaching about a year now. No, 7 months. That's not correct. I'm counting from when I got my first box set. It's probably been about 10, 11 months since I started.
Okay. I'm just honestly shocked because like it seems like you know a lot for like that short period of time. Because like when I was doing 11 months in, I was nowhere near as far as you were. But yeah, that's that's crazy to hear. What about you, Inks?
Okay, so I guess I am the newest collector. I started mine, I believe, either in April or May. So I only have like a few volumes of like my collection. I'm waiting for hopefully my B Grayman to get here soon. I can't wait to like just read that. But yeah,
Do you mean like April as in last month?
yeah,
Oh,
like
interesting.
my collection is extremely new.
Wait, so how many volumes is it you said your collection is?
Okay, so let me remember. All right, I have, I believe, Black Clover. That's one, and then Bakuman, and then Beastars, and then Bleach, and then Claymore, then Death Note,
Oh, I really want to
then
read
a
Claymore.
Silent Void.
Oh, dude,
Okay.
Claymore's so freaking good. Like, no joke. It's
Yeah,
honestly amazing.
Yeah, I tried to get it. Maybe was it like last month, but it was sold out everywhere. I think.
Hmm.
So
I read the first volume online for like one of my challenges for my YouTube videos,
Huh.
and like I fell in love with it
Sure,
immediately. I love the whole like grim, dark, like medieval aspect of it, where it's like super fantasy in that type of way. I love that type of stuff, and like Claymore gave me that, and I just like latched onto it immediately. I'm like, oh, this is so good.
I'd
I'm
even
hoping
think I'd
soon
even
that
think
the
about reading it
Claymore,
digitally.
What'd you say?
I didn't even think about reading it digitally. That just completely like flew over me. With I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I didn't think about that.
You definitely should, but for me, like digitally is just like it's not the same for me.
Yeah, I
So I'm
really.
definitely gonna have to pick up the box set.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
my friend was saying to me today, because I was showing them. They were talking about Crunchyroll. Yeah, they were talking about Crunchyroll. I think it was, and they were saying how what's the Crunchyroll? What's it called? The one where you get manga on? Is it just Crunchyroll?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't even know Crunchyroll had manga.
they were
to be
talking
honest.
about it, and I was saying that like a few months ago, I think I subscribed to the Shonen Jump app, and I was showing how you get like like all the or a lot of the manga. You don't. It's $1.99 a month for me. I don't know if it's any different for you because it's in
I
pounds.
think it's the same over here in the United States.
But he was like, he said to me that reading digitally, he said that he doesn't like it at all. He said, why don't you just buy the volumes? And I said, well, a lot of the time I do. I just usually like with One Piece. Before I bought the box set, I read like the first volume or a big chunk of the first volume digitally, and I quite enjoyed. I really enjoyed it. So I got the box set because I was going to buy it, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't dislike or there was nothing I really
Right, of course.
didn't like. And sometimes if I can't get a series, then I'll just read it digitally. Oh, sorry, I started that conversation. I interrupted Dinks. What were you saying? How many volumes are in your collection?
Okay. So, and then Claymore, and then EDD Destruction, Day Demons. It's like some Asana work.
Hmm.
So that's how many volumes I have right now. But I would say that for me, when it comes to the digital versus the physical, I will like
Mhm.
probably do the um the reading an online version first,
Yeah,
and
we
that's
could
like
we could do a whole episode on that actually.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea for an episode.
Yeah, spoilers.
it's like I feel like if I read it online first, if I happen to like like it online, then that's how I like get the physical copy. That is how I got into Beastars and like and Claymore. So
Mhm.
it's like a test it before you buy it type thing.
Yeah, do you know what we haven't done yet?
Hmm.
We haven't gone into how One Great got into manga. We've just
No, y'all are good, man. Y'all are good.
yeah. Before we do that, do you want to just quickly go over me and how many volumes me and you have in our collection? So, how many do you
Yeah,
have
go
in
ahead.
yours?
In mine, I think I recently just hit the 200 threshold,
Oh, congratulations!
which I was so excited about. Yeah, I have about 200 volumes in my collection.
I think I counted it the other day, but I was asking loads of Discords. I was like, do you count 3-in-1s as one volume or 3 volumes? I couldn't decide when I was counting, so it varies depending on who you're asking. Because some people like it's 3 volumes, some people like it's 1 volume. So I don't know. What would you say?
What? For me, I always counted them as like 3 volumes.
Yes, I think counting them as
like-
3. I've got. Wait, oh, see, like Uzumaki, is that how you say it? That's 3 volumes put into one. Would that count as 3 as well? I see that more as 1 volume.
Right. Yeah, like with JoJo, they do like the JoJoniums where like part 4 is like 2-in-1s, but they don't say they're 2-in-1s.
Yeah.
Like I treat them as 1 volume.
So I think I would have about 104 to 106 volumes in my
Not
collection. Yeah.
Are they like more varied, like, or is it like one specific series that's taking up the majority of that?
Well, let's see. I've got the One Piece box set, which is like 23 volumes, Bakuman box set, which is 20. I don't think I've got. Let me just check. My shelf's right next to me. I'll be away from the mic for a second. Let me just have a quick look. I shouldn't need to check this. I should just know. I have a lot of One Punch Man.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I think it's quite varied because just now, since I'm kind of new, I've only been doing it for just like about under a year. So I'm still
Right.
like trying to find series I really like before I can fully commit to like some that are like 80 volumes, like 100. You know.
Oh yeah.
But I do really like the feeling of like completing a series, having the whole series, which is it's just really good.
Mhm.
Do you know you can have it on your shelf? You're like, that's just like the whole series completed. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Like you just
now-
pick it up at any time.
Yeah, you're
Just
like, I could
read it.
read through this whole thing, no problems. Don't need to wait
Mhm.
like a day for the next volume to come. I've got it all here.
Mhm.
Anyway, so do you want to
Yeah.
go into how you got into manga? Sorry, I interrupted you there, Inks.
Oh, I
Inks
was,
can go ahead.
alright, I was just gonna say for me, I have like probably a bit more comics than manga.
Mm.
I believe manga for me is like probably either 10 to 20 volumes. I don't really
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
Hey, Katie.
Yeah, I have a comic collection. I got a new comic yesterday. Yeah, my comic collection. I'm not as like proud of my comic collection as my manga collection because I feel like, well, I've not got like the best comics. I've got ones that I enjoy, but
Mhm.
I don't know if I'd ever make a video showing them off. This is this is
should.
like, these are just really. I don't know if many people enjoy these, but has anybody read like the Simpsons graphic novels? There was a few at my library, and I really liked them.
I used to when I was a kid, so I might.
Yeah, because I read them. This was like last year and a half ago. I read, maybe even longer. I read them because I wanted to read them before, and I saw them, and they were just. I don't even know what it was about them. They were just so cool. I probably wouldn't reread them, but they were really cool.
I haven't read the Simpsons comics myself. Like I've heard so many good things about them, so
Yeah.
I may check them out eventually. 'Cause I am a relatively like a Simpson fan.
Uh-huh.
But for me, the comic books I usually read was like Sonic the Hedgehog comics and like Mega Man. 'Cause I was like a huge gamer back in my day, and
Yeah.
the stories that was like put into them was like so freaking solid. Ian Flynn's like a master class at what he does
Yeah.
for video game stories, but yeah, that's what the majority of my comic collection is. And more recently, I've been getting into stuff like Superman, which is like so freaking good. I love Superman so much,
Yeah.
and Ultimate Spider-Man.
I like really like Superman. I quite like. I've only read. Sorry, mate. I've only read a few of them. Have you seen any of the Flash comics?
I have not.
Well, actually, I've got two good things to talk about. Wait, we could talk about them after. Do you want to go into like how? Do you want to go into how you got into manga? Then we can talk about some. I've got a few good things to chat about.
About comic books or
Yeah,
Like-
comic books, things like that.
okay, yeah. Or do you want to save that for like an extra video? I mean, we can do that
Uh-huh.
too.
Well, I was just going to chat about
Um,
some new like Marvel TV shows that are out. Do you know?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like
Yeah, I'll talk about mine real quick. So for me, manga has always been something that's like been in my life, but never like as deep as it is now. Like I used to like go to like flea markets and stuff. One of my earliest memories of like picking up a manga was when I was like 8 or 9, and they had like a Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Adventures manga for like $2. And like I was like, oh my goodness, this is so freaking cool. The weird thing about me was I didn't have a problem like reading it backwards. It was like something that happened really quickly for me. But I loved that volume a lot, and I ended up picking up some more smaller stuff based on video games. So like the Zelda manga was something I enjoyed a lot.
oh yeah, I like the Zelda.
though
manga.
they are really good. One of my favorites is definitely the new Twilight Princess one. That one's like super solid.
I haven't read that, but
Ooh, it's
they're
good.
just some of them. And have you seen like there's the hardcover versions of some? They're
Yes,
just
I have seen that.
they're
They're
so
so
nice.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I just
I know.
mm,
Eventually, I one of my biggest animes that like I got me into it was Dragon Ball Z. So every now and then I would pick up like a Dragon Ball Z volume, for like Christmas and whatnot, and I'd read that sucker until it was broken. But yeah, after that, I was wanting to like the one that got me started, in this whole mess was in 2019, and like I was looking for a new anime to watch because I just finished Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, you know, I want something new, something different, but something that's still in that type of like shonen aspect. And I'm like, I'm gonna bite the bullet and finally watch One Piece. So I was looking up reviews, making sure the series was good and whatnot. And I eventually came up on Super Eye Patches with Wolf's video talking about One Piece, and he was saying how. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, I love Super Eye Patch Wolf.
Yes, his Space Jam video was freaking hilarious.
I don't think I've heard of him.
You haven't? He makes like essay style videos on like manga and anime. He's done one for like I think nearly everything.
Oh well,
That's like more mainstream, so like Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, obviously, Mob Psycho 100, stuff like that.
Very well. Sorry, I did not know who.
No, you're good, man. You're good. You should definitely check him out. He's
I will.
One of my favorite creators.
Just message me the name after this, and I will search
Yeah.
it.
I definitely will. But I was, like I said, I was doing research on it, and then Super Eye Patches Wolf's video came up, and he was already a creator I enjoyed, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch his video on it because I've watched it like a bajillion times, and he kept hammering into me like, you know, the anime's super slow. You need to really try out the manga, get the real experience that it was supposed to be read, and I was like, ugh, I hate reading. And I was like, I don't know if I could do this. So I bit the bullet afterwards, like watching several more videos on One Piece. Because for me, I have to like actually like deeply want something before I go out and buy it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet, and I'm gonna go to Barnes and Noble, and they were having one of their buy two get one free sale, and I bought the 3-in-1s of 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 10, 11, 12 because they didn't have 7, 8, and 9.
Can I ask, are those the ones that are still behind you in your videos? Because I can
Yes,
see
those
them.
are the original ones.
They look like they're in pretty good condition for what was it you got them? Did you say you got them in 2019?
Yeah, I bought them like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, but yeah, I read them all the time still.
I have got an issue. Like one of my only issues with 3-in-1s is this really annoys me. The spine curves in. Do you know how it becomes?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like there's not too many problems with them, but see when that happens, it really annoys me because it doesn't look good on a shelf or anything when the spine just curves in.
Right. For me, it doesn't really bother me because I'm there for the story,
Oh yeah,
not so much like the collectability aspect of it.
I'm
So like
not really.
having a
You will?
I feel like I don't really care about the spine. I just want to be able to enjoy reading my stuff.
Oh, I've been called out. Yeah, when all my friends like it doesn't matter because I let them. You read my manga sometimes. I'm like, please don't crease the spine. Don't get any dents in the cover. Don't bend the cover. Don't
Yes.
bend the pages. But I'm not really strict. I don't. But it
Right.
it doesn't bother me too much. But sometimes I look at it. I'm just like looking at all the damage. I'm like it kind of just like makes me a wee bit annoyed. But it's none of my friends have
How
done it.
dare you? How dare you care about if your manga's in good condition or not?
Oh my goodness, I'm so
How
sorry.
dare you.
Don't cancel me.
But to be honest, I'm the same way with my friends too. I lent like one of my Death Note volumes to one of my friends because they were going out of town and they wanted something to do, and they were like, "Oh, I want to try out Death Note." I'm like, "Okay, here you go." And like that friend is like very well known for like eating chips and like reading books, and I'm like, I trust you, but like please do not eat chips with the book. And thankfully, there's nothing wrong with the book. they did exactly what I asked
True.
them to, which I am greatly appreciative of.
Wait, so chips was you mean like the potato things that are deep fat fried, or chips
Yeah,
like
deep fried
crisps?
chips. Because in your
Do you
part
mean?
of the world, I'm
Oh wait,
guessing like you mean like French fries. Is that like
I just said
another?
that really weird. Chips, they're both potato things. Well, chips is the things you get of McDonald's and stuff in a little box, and it's like you put salt in them, and
Oh, okay.
we call the ones you get in a little bag. Um,
Mhm.
they're called crisps. So, do you know like
They're called crisps.
yeah,
Okay, I like that. I like that.
yeah.
For me over in America, they're your chips that are in like a bat and you buy at McDonald's are called French fries,
Uh huh.
which to be fair, I'm not really sure why they're called French fries, because they're not French. I don't think, and I don't think they're frying any Frenches. Thank goodness. But their chips are called like the Lay's chips. Like they're called potato chips,
Yeah. Well, you've got.
or like you eat them in a.
I've
Go
seen
ahead.
Lay's like logo before, and Lay's logo looks
Mhm.
like the exact same as what we've got called Walkers. They've got the exact same logo. So Walkers crisps, they do like salt and vinegar crisps, prawn cocktail, very salted, all the same ones, except which is kind of annoying. See, every other crisp brand like they all have or what you'd call them, like is it what is it you call crisps again?
Potato chips.
So every other crisp brand or potato chip brand has their salt and vinegar flavored crisps coloured blue, but Walkers have theirs coloured green. So like you go and pick up. I don't like cheese and onion crisps, so I go
Right.
get some salt and vinegar because my favourite, and I pick them up because usually I go with my favourite is probably Golden Wonder. I don't know if you have them, but they make really good crisps, and they're just really
I
nice.
don't.
But when they don't have them, I go for Walkers, and I always end up. I sometimes you can just end up picking cheese and onion. I just don't like cheese and onion.
You're making me
Okay,
wanting to like import some food.
So
Okay,
um,
like the green one isn't salt and vinegar. It's I believe sour cream and onion.
yeah, it's sour
Yep.
cream and onion.
we don't really get
That's pretty
that many sour cream and onion crisps. We get the sour cream and onion Pringles. I don't know if you have Pringles.
Ooh, yes, Pringles are
I
great.
love them. Those are awesome, especially the pizza ones and the jalapeno ones.
Yes.
Wait, pizza Pringles?
Yes. Oh man, they're good.
I've never seen pizza Pringles in my life. And you know what? I don't know if I want to see pizza Pringles. They don't sound.
They're actually really good. There's another one. I'm trying to remember what they're called. They're like pizza puffs, and like they're like deep dish pizza puffs, and like they taste exactly like a deep dish pizza, and like I don't know how they do it, but like they're
Well-
so freaking good.
Do you know? I see that you see this in a. Oh, what were you saying next? Sorry.
No, I was just saying that sounds good.
Yeah. Well, do you know how in I see this in a lot of TV shows? Things like I don't know what they're called, pizza rolls, and it's like a little roll with like pizza stuff on the inside, and they're so.
Wait, do y'all not have pizza rolls over there?
I mean, you probably do. We probably do, but I have not. I don't know a single person, or I've never even seen one in my life apart from on TV.
Oh my word.
I don't know anybody that's seen them or eaten them. It just
You are missing out, my friend. In my opinion, I really don't eat like frozen food. That's not like healthy for me. Due to like me having health problems, so I stay away from that stuff.
Mhm.
Like every now and then, I'll indulge in the pizza rolls.
I will. Yeah.
They're-
Inks, do you
they're
have
really
pizza
good.
rolls?
Okay, but
Well-
crap, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn.
Yeah. Well. What I
Oh,
just
yeah.
said, in case you didn't hear, I was like saying, do you have pizza rolls, Inks?
I mean, I do have them. They're at the store. I just don't have them.
Yeah.
And like on grade, I'm trying to like just eat more healthy. So stuff like that, I'll probably do for like a cheat day or something.
Me, like I have to keep a really strict diet. So like I eat like only like white meat, and I have to cook everything myself.
Ooh.
But like that's how I like it though. That's I've eaten that way for like 15 years, so that's
Yeah.
normal for me.
Well,
And
So did you finish how you got into manga? Did you get
No,
finishing?
no, I did. No, I didn't.
Oh,
Oh,
We got completely distracted on something else, which is perfectly fine. That was a, a fun talk about pizza rolls and crisps and potato chips and
yeah.
all that jazz. But after reading One Piece like volumes, I think it was like volume 10. Whenever, crud, all of y'all have watched read One Piece up to like volume like 10, right? Up
Wait,
to.
wait. I wouldn't give any spoilers. I know that most people have. But I
All
know.
right, all right.
yeah,
Okay,
and that's
so
a new one.
something happens in volume 10 that like shocked me to death. And I was like, I can't believe this character did this thing. And it shocked me out to my core. I was like, I cannot believe this is happening.
Uh-huh.
And then like that plot twist was thrown into another plot twist that like made my mind freaking explode, and like I was kissing the toes of Oda. Like after that moment, I was like, oh my word, that's like freaking amazing. And after that, I was like, I'm saving up for the box set. That's what I did. I immediately after I finished it, I saved up for a box set, which took me a little bit of time. I bought the second box set, and I ended up loving that even more because Water 7. If y'all watched the video, I've said multiple times that Water 7 is my favorite arc of all time.
Yeah.
Has been the second manga that's made me cry. It was the first one that made me cry. The second one was Poon Poon, and I cried at that one for a very different reason.
I don't think I've
But,
never cried at a manga, and I've only ever nearly cried at an anime once, and it was at the worst time possible.
Like, what were you crying at?
Well, so I had watched A Silent Voice, and it was like so really sad, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. I think it's on Netflix, but it's been
Right.
taken off soon, or it's been taken off Netflix here soon. Anyway,
We'll have to check it out.
so there was a really sad bit, and I watched it, and I didn't really. It was really sad, but I didn't cry. The next day after I watched it, this was quite a long time ago. I was sitting in class, and me and my friend had finished work, so my friend brought out their phone and decided to play that bit, and I pretty much started crying in the middle of class. And I was like, why am I crying this time? I didn't cry the first time. So every first time an anime's made me cry. I don't think I mentioned that when I was saying how I got into manga. A lot of people get into manga because they started with anime, but I got into anime after I'd read quite a few manga. I started off with Psyche K, but that's just not distracting, off track. I don't know what the word is. That's just moving away from what we were talking about. So
Right.
back to what you were saying. One.
Anyway, so after I finished the box set, I was like, this is amazing. Like I still have journal entries of me like reading it for the first time, and like my utter shock of like reading through Water 7 for the first time. It's really fun going back and reading that part. But after that, I started like spreading my wings a little bit more, because I my mom wasn't like a big fan of me reading manga when I was like 13 or 12 and whatnot, because like they were like the grown-up books or whatever. So like I pulled up this reputation of like manga being like for adults and stuff. So like one of the first volumes I got, like I wasn't supposed to read, was like Bleach. And like if you've ever read Bleach, it's like really tame. But
Bleach is like the. I mean, what was I going to say? Oh yes, a puppy is probably more violent than Bleach. I mean, no, like a marshmallow is probably more violent than Bleach is. Really...
I know, but like when I snuck into the library, all like Mission Impossible style to like
Just
pick
like-
up like Bleach Volume 7.
Just like
I was
midnight,
sneaking
you
in
hear
with
the bells going.
Yes. Like I had like the cat, like sharp stuff, like pulling out the glass and stuff. But
Yeah, and you were just
I
it's just
ended
like a
up
spotlight's on you, and you're rolling through the library just getting to Bleach.
yes.
What were you saying?
And I
Inks?
read like
No, I was just saying, like, technically, Bleach is for shonen, so you were the right age to read it.
right, but my parents weren't allowing me to, so and I respect them deeply, so I'm
Well.
not gonna like.
Yeah.
Well, I respect them, but I don't respect them enough to like. I respect them enough to
Make sure
get off topic.
Make sure
Anyway,
they
I
don't
snuck
make sure they
into
don't
the
catch
library.
you. make sure they don't
Yeah,
catch you
to
going
make sure
near
they don't
those.
catch me.
Make sure they don't catch you going near those marshmallows because that's worse than
Oh.
bleach. Oh, they will. Oh, you don't want to be
I
caught.
know, but it was like volume 7. Like, it was where he was when he was like training for the Soul Society,
Uh-huh.
and where Rukio got first kidnapped.
Oh,
I
wait,
was
wait,
like,
wait,
oh
wait,
my
wait,
word.
wait, wait, don't make
Oh,
any
wait,
spoilers.
is that really a spoiler? Is that really a spoiler?
Yeah,
I
just,
mean,
just before you make any more spoilers, like, just be
Okay.
careful.
okay, yeah. I'm not gonna go anything further than that, but like, watching him struggle and like go through that stuff, it was like the angsty teenager stuff. I'm like, I relate to him, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I really liked that, and then I eventually got back into it later on, and hopefully plan on picking up the rest of the series. But nowadays, they're become a lot more lax on what I read, and I have read Battle Royale, and I think that's about as bad as it goes
Yeah.
when it comes to manga,
Well,
is Battle Royale, but
I've really recently, because I want to be. I've been trying to find like the scariest manga because I want to have like a manga that's really to see how scary a manga can really be. So I want.
Right.
Do you know any like really scary mangas?
Junji Ito is probably where you want to go around that area.
I've been reading Uzumaki. I've just got Jayo, however you say it, and I'm pretty much finished Uzumaki, and it's so good.
I need to get in the Junji Ito bandwagon.
Yeah, and there's just one more. The manga shop near me has, I think they've got it reserved for me, and I was going to get it today, but I decided not to. So they've got, I can't remember the name of it, but it's another one of those deluxe editions that look really nice.
Nice.
But I just want a really scary manga. So are you finished saying how you got into manga?
Oh, one more thing before I go back to that. I'm almost finished, by the way.
Yeah.
But for scary manga, Battle Royale is not really scary, more as it is terrifying.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Watching the kids like die in such
Oh.
very gory ways, and
Ooh.
like I don't want to say the word, but I'm gonna like censor it.
Maybe, yeah,
Like
maybe.
grape. Like there's like
Oh,
that's a thing that happens.
Oh yeah, let's be careful what we talk about.
No, I know, but it's very dark and very like gross.
Ooh.
On purpose, of course, but it's if you want terrifying, I would definitely check out Battle Royale, but be careful though. It is I went into it knowing everything about it, like, oh, I'm gonna be fine, and then I walked out of it and I'm like, I still wasn't ready for it.
I think I'll give it a little bit. I think I might give it a bit of a miss for just now. You know, maybe in the future, maybe never.
Yeah. I don't blame I don't blame you. But yeah, it's a solid series though if you can get past all that crap.
Guess what I found in a library today? This before I forget.
What'd you find?
Not my local library. I went a bit further to another library, and they had 20th Century Boys.
Ooh.
They didn't. I think they didn't.
Oh, man.
I think they only
20th
had.
Century Boys is
I think
so
they had volumes 2 and 4, but I'm like, it's like the out of print ones. I think, yeah.
Right.
And I was just like, why is this just sitting in the library for people to steal? They're gonna steal it.
Yeah, steal it with the Death Note volumes 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think it's the whole of 20.
I feel like that they only steal the volume that Enos wants.
Yeah, they're after me. I was annoyed, but I searched that whole library looking for Death Note. I was like, I said to the library, and they're like, maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe they just put it back in the wrong place. They didn't put it back in the wrong place. They probably did put it back in the wrong place, which is like under their bed. I bet you they read it once or didn't even read the whole. I bet you they read halfway through it and then just didn't read it again. They were just being selfish, and I wanted to read that. And I hope they know. I hope they know that how much pain they caused me. I went home that night, and I didn't do anything actually. I went home that night, and I just didn't even think about it.
They put it in like the historic figures section.
Yeah, just. I hope that person knows that they stole that volume from me. I could have read that, and I'm sour about it. I'm joking. I don't mind that much.
No, you're good, man. I'm gonna wrap it up. But yeah, after Bleach, I kept going further into manga, and found some more series I really enjoyed. Some that have changed my life before, like GTO, and taught me how to be who I am and what I should do about my life.
Yeah.
And for that, I'll be forever grateful for manga for doing that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just kept growing and growing and growing, and eventually made this channel. So
Yeah. Well, that could be another video, why we started our channels and stuff. So,
yeah.
moving on from that, let's not talk about that. So let's not get into a conversation about that, just in case we do make a video on that. What I wanted to mention was, have you seen the 2 new Marvel series, WandaVision, and I can't remember what the other one was called, Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I've been taking a break from like anything Marvel MCU related.
Yeah.
Because I've been burnt out on it, but I've
Yeah.
heard fantastic things about both.
Well, have you seen it, Inks?
No, I actually need to get the app for it.
Oh,
Disney,
Disney Plus, yeah. Well, this is kind of like a solo conversation now. Well, WandaVision, disappointed kind of. I was disappointed. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, that was a good series. There was nothing wrong with it. It didn't stand out. It wasn't up to the same standard sorry, what am I saying? It's not like the same standards of Infinity War and Endgame. It was really good though, so I would recommend it. And WandaVision I would recommend, but I mean, don't go into it with high expectations or high hopes, because you might be a bit disappointed. But everybody enjoys things differently.
My friend was like all in love with WandaVision. Like, I don't know what his affection was for it, but like everything he would post would be WandaVision.
Yeah.
Or like his profile picture on Discord would be WandaVision.
Everybody
And
I'm
he would be,
friends
like,
with
talking
didn't enjoy
about-
it.
Yeah. So I don't know if I could go in it without like expecting something high. But it's definitely something I am somewhat interested in.
Yeah.
Well,
what
out
was
of curiosity, what's your favorite Marvel movie?
I have to think about that. Do you want to start off, Inks?
wow, that was a good one. 'Cause I do love Iron Man, and then like that's a good one. 'Cause I do want to say I also in Infinity Wars. That's like probably also one of my favorites. Endgame, I'm not really a big fan of. Like, I like it, but it's not I love it type thing.
Endgame is the part 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, for me, this is a difficult one. So, I might list a few. I really enjoyed Doctor Strange. That was a great movie. Yeah, just really good. There was another one. I've just forgotten it now that I'm speaking. Give me a second to think about that. What was the other one? Oh yes, Iron Man 2. That was an amazing movie. And so was Endgame and Infinity War. I mean, that does sound like a lot, but compared to the amount of Marvel movies there is, it's not too many.
Oh yeah.
But
Iron Man 2 is definitely an interesting pick.
Have you two seen that one?
I've seen Iron Man 2, and I thought it was like okay at best. It was, to me, very weak.
Is that, wait, let me check I'm talking about the right one. Is that where, like, wait, no spoilers. Is that the one where he had the Hello Kitty bracelet, Hello Kitty watch, limited edition?
Is it with the little kid? Is that the one you're thinking of? That's Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about then.
Okay,
well,
okay.
I found that hilarious, just like the Hello Kitty limited edition watch.
3 was, like, so wholesome. Like, having the kid there. It was so great.
I think Iron Man 2 I also enjoyed that, but I meant Iron Man 3. It's a hard one though.
For me, it's not necessarily super hard for me. It's like, I'm a Spider-Man buff. And I know it's technically not in the like Marvel Cinematic Universe, but like I absolutely loved the original Raimi trilogy of the Spider-Man movies. With my favorite being number 2, Spider-Man 2.
I don't know if I've heard of that. I've heard of like the Andrew Garfield ones and the who's the other guy? The there was another guy.
Newer ones.
No, not the Tom Holland ones. There was another one. So it was Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. Oh, talking about the Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home, great movie. It's just like any other Marvel movie. Really enjoyed it. Spider-Man
Right.
Homecoming, the villain was a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
The movie wasn't great. Was good.
Far From Home though was like
Far From Home was
it
like,
took the original and made it a lot better.
yeah. Oh, what's exactly Spider-Man actors? Just searching
That's
that.
the one I'm talking about. Is the one you can't think of. Is
No,
that one's my
yeah,
favorite
his.
Spider-Man movie.
It's so Andrew Garfield.
It's
just had a look.
not Sam Raimi.
The one you're
Because that's
talking
the
about.
director.
It's the director.
Yeah, Sam Raimi's the director.
Oh.
I
Okay.
haven't seen that one yet.
I think I might see that
You,
one.
you should. It's my favorite version of Spider-Man. It's more of like his geekier version. Like he's more of a geek in that
Yeah.
style.
I usually
Um,
when I'm talking about that, when I refer to it by the actor's names, I thought you were saying Sam Raimi or however you say his name, Raimi. That I thought you were saying he was the actor. I was like, I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
Not really sure.
That's it, Tobey Maguire. Is it Tobey Maguire?
There it is.
That,
Yes.
yeah, that's so. Like if I'm talking about them, it's like the Andrew Garfield ones, Tobey Maguire ones, and Tom Holland ones.
Right.
And out of them all, my favourite one out of all of them is, yeah, I probably agree with you. I like, I've forgotten his name already. What was the guy called again?
How about to Tom Holland?
Do you know, I used to know it. Now I haven't talked about him for so long, I've forgotten.
Dang it! It was on the tip of my tongue. I forgot.
Garfield?
You know-
Toby?
Tobey
Yeah,
Maguire,
Tobey
yes.
Maguire.
Tobey
There we
Maguire.
go. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
his is probably my favourite as well. I'd like to rewatch them. I haven't watched them in a while. I don't know, do they count as Marvel movies though? Because they were made by, like, Sony, was it? Sony, I don't know. Maybe it's Sony, maybe.
I don't think they count for like the cinematic universe style.
Yeah.
I mean, it may now because of the new movie saying they're getting the old actors back and they're like making like a crossover thing. I don't know.
Oh, have you seen, that would be really cool. Have you seen Spider-Man into Spider-Verse or something?
Oh my. Okay, yeah. Okay, I lied. That is actually my favorite movie.
Imagine they did that,
Spider-Verse.
except with all the Spider-Man actors, so Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire,
Yes.
and Tom Holland. They just they did the same thing, except with the
know.
live action. That would be really cool.
I know. Like I love like the Spider-Man like multiverse,
I love
like the
how,
different versions of them.
I love how this is a manga podcast, and we're talking about Marvel and comics.
I know. and crisps and chips and
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved. Like I cannot describe how much I freaking loved Far From Home. No, I mean Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and just the animation and like it was quite bright, and I just great. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. That was a good movie.
Mhm.
Was Inks about to say something? I couldn't tell. Were you going to say something, Inks?
Hello?
Hello.
Okay,
Hello?
I was just saying that is probably the best Spider-Man like movie out there is the Into the First one.
Yeah.
I just
There
I
was
don't
one.
know
I
how
can't
they
remember.
juggled all those characters.
There
Like
was one Spider-Man
and
movie.
made a good movie.
Yeah. There was one Spider-Man movie which had a really bad ending. I can't remember which one. Well, it wasn't a great ending. I can't remember which one it was. Do you know what was? I think it was a bad ending. I haven't watched it in a while. Do you know the one that was like the Rhino guy and?
Spoilers?
No, spoiler. Just the Rhino guy.
I think that's Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I can't really remember. I don't
Is it
think I
the clock?
enjoyed that ending.
Is it the clock movie?
I can't remember. That's all I remember about it. They all just kind of merged together. I just remember my favourite actor series, which was the Tobey Maguire ones.
Oh, I think we've been all around the globe on this episode, so we probably should wrap it up.
Yes. Well, before we end it, do you two have anything else you'd like to say? Inks or One? I just called you One. I don't know why I called you One.
I wanted to say that this was a lot of fun, and I appreciate everyone who watched this. and I cannot wait to get back with y'all and make the next episode.
Yeah, so there will be another episode out next week, hopefully, unless something tragic happens. Okay, well, let's wrap up. So has everybody said everything they want to say? Anything anybody wants to add before we end it?
Yeah, I just want to say I hope, like, you guys have, like, a nice day, afternoon, evening,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Anything from you, One? Keep on you, One.
No, you're good, man. I thank you all for watching. I really appreciate y'all coming along and watching this video, and I cannot wait to get back together and make the next episode.
Yeah, this was really fun. So thank you. If you watched this far, then thank you. We really appreciate that. If you enjoyed, then leave a like if you want. If you didn't enjoy, then I don't know why you watched this far, but thank you. If you leave a comment, one of us will definitely reply. And that's all I've really.
Hold up, before we do that,
Huh?
if we comment, we should put like who's answering. So like if whoever's writing the comment should like put inks or like Innis or One Great.
Okay.
Anyway.
So let's just end it. We'll see you again next week. Thank you so much for watching this far, and bye. Do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye-bye.